That got Ronaldo on the back, this one?
No, that was actually got Wayne Rooney
pick
on
it
the
up?
back, but yeah.
And open it up. This, unfortunately, as a Liverpool fan, but that takes me back to, unfortunately, the time period when United used to absolutely just dick it, man.
Yeah.
I messaged you because I was watching the Ronaldinho documentary, on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I've not.
No.
Not.
Mate, it was class, and it took me into that like nostalgic feeling, that nostalgic vibe, and then that's what got me thinking about like first class football shirts. And then, like I said to you, I seen Callum was doing like a pop up shop, and that's how you came up. And I was like, I'm just gonna message this guy and be like, let's go have a chat, because it was just from that moment of watching the Ronaldinho documentary. Because footy shirts, I think it's always been a thing, but I feel like more recently, footy shirts have really like come into like almost be like a fashion
Oh,
thing.
definitely, yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely like exploded in the last few years.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, it has. So first of all, how do you get like into footy? Like, what's your deal with that? And then how does that then evolve into like doing this?
I mean, well, I've always loved football.
Mhm.
Like, sort of, obviously my dad instilled it in me. He's a Nottingham Forest fan.
Yep.
So that's why I've got the Forest shirt there. I'm a Forest fan as well. Didn't really have a choice, but it's paying off now.
Yeah, it's truly got
But no,
better.
yeah, basically like, always sort of been in Edinburgh, but he was from Nottingham. So he's taken me down to a few games when I was younger. Just started watching Forest really.
Right.
Obviously being in Edinburgh, I've been seeing the Hibs a few times as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But mainly Forest, and then it just sort of came from that. Sort of always being around football. Obviously, like played for the school team and stuff, things like that. And then in terms of the actual football shirts, again, it was just sort of I've always been wearing football shirts since I was young.
Cool.
Always had sort of the newest Forest one and stuff. And then the first shirt I actually had that I sold was a really old Holland 1994 home shirt.
Oh, nice.
It was my dad's from like his uni time. And he just sort of gave it to me and he was like, here, you can have this. Like, I don't wear it anymore.
They've got decent ones, the Dutch, eh? They've got some good quality ones.
Unbelievable. I've got loads of Holland shirts actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically I just had that. And I was like, oh, this is sick. Wore it for ages. And then the reason I started selling shirts actually was because I was in uni and I was just absolutely broke through uni. Like, this was like end of first year of uni, absolutely broke, had nothing. I was like, right, gonna have to like make a bit of money here. So I just had this old Holland shirt and I put it on Depop like
Class.
this was like years ago now, what, 4 years ago or something, 5 years ago. I just put it on there and it sold like straight away. Obviously, like looking back on it, I probably got ripped off a bit now because it wasn't in the best condition. I put it up for like 30 quid still.
Right.
And made like £30 on it. But looking at the value of that shirt, I actually sold the exact same shirt again, literally last week, in sort of a similar condition. I got about 78 quid for it.
Oh shit! Right. Okay. So you got like double.
Yeah, so now that I'm a bit more experienced, probably won't be punting that for £30 anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it sort of just grew from there really. Obviously like I always liked football shirts, but I didn't realize sort of the difference between like an authentic vintage one and sort of a retro remake and stuff. Obviously at the time I just saw they were like, this was when retro remakes were becoming a bit more of a thing.
Right. Okay.
So it was summertime. Me and my mate had a couple other Holland shirts as well. And then I was like, well, why are these like got no value? Why has this got so much value? Then I started to have a look at it a little bit more, and then it just kind of came from that. Like started just buying a few shirts, selling them here and there, and then yeah, like I said, it was just sort of doing things. Just the more you did it, the more you understood about shirts, the more you found out, and then you realize that there's almost like a whole world behind just like a normal standard football shirt that you'll see. Like you could just see a normal football shirt, and fair enough, it's just standard, something you get in JD, like the new Scotland shirt.
Right.
But then you might delve deeper, you might find like a player version of that shirt, and then you can get really into like the intricacies of it, and see the differences between like a player shirt, a standard shirt, one that they might make like commercially available player spec shirts. And then yeah, I just kind of got like really obsessive over all that stuff.
Yeah.
And started to like really, really look into it. Kept it going through uni, a bit inconsistently, to be honest with you. It still wasn't something that I'd committed my full time to. And then sort of just kept it going like that. And then that was like sort of it through uni, really. I didn't
Right.
really do too much with it. Not as much as I should have done, really. But then graduating uni and stuff came out, really got my head down and just started to sort of push on a little bit more. Done a few pop-up shops. First pop-up shop I ever did actually was not even in Scotland. It was just like I was in bed one night, just scrolling on my phone. I saw something come up on Facebook, and it was actually something called the Retro Football Fair,
Right.
and it was in Birmingham. I think I was just starting third or fourth year of uni at the time.
Cool.
And literally, like, I didn't tell anyone that I'd seen it. I didn't like discuss it with anyone. I just booked it. It was in Birmingham. I had no idea how I was going to get down there. No idea if it was even going to be worth it. But I was like, it's worth a shot. Maybe something fun to do. So I booked it. And then in the morning, sort of spoke to my dad. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. And he was like, well, how are you going to like get down there and stuff? Like,
And is this on the
um,
day, or did you have a couple of days to like?
nah, I had a fair bit of time.
Oh, right.
This
Okay. I
was,
thought you like did it like the
no,
next
no,
day or
no. This was
something,
a
right?
few weeks away
Yeah.
still. And then I spoke to one of my mates, Dan, sorted it out. Both of us hopped in the car, drove down to Birmingham. Obviously, got like 3 rails here now. Got about 200 odd shirts. But what I took down to the Retro Football Fair initially was just one of these rails.
Right.
Just one, and there was about 20 shirts on it.
Got you.
And then when I went to that and I looked around and I realized, damn, like there's guys out here that have got serious collections of like hundreds and hundreds. I'm like, wait, I was a bit scared. I was like, I'm way out my depth here. But you know, took it as a learning curve and just sort of grew from it. Had a good day.
Good.
Just kept going, really. Yeah.
Yeah. No, mate, like we were saying before we started recording, you've got to start, right? And this idea of this concept of, and I said that to you, there's a great Jay-Z thing about it. Everyone wants to emulate the end result, not the process to get there. And you feel a little bit like, oh, like I'm not right because you only had 20 shirts and these guys have got a big collection, but they started out like that at some point as well. Do you know? So
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
has to start. Everyone has to start from that like ground up thing. And then out of curiosity, you said about the difference between like the actual proper like vintage shirt and then just maybe like a retro kind of like, what is the difference?
Yeah. So actually, I'll tell you what. I'll pull you out a
Yeah,
shirt.
pull me one out.
Um,
Go for it. Pull one out.
This one
Oh,
here. I'll
that's
pull this
sweet.
out. This is an original. I think this is 86.
Right, cool.
All right, France 1985 home shirt.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
this is original. And then I'll just pull out something like more modern. Even
Yeah.
just in the, this is literally just a Scotland training shirt.
Can I hold this one out to the camera and you
yeah.
hold that one out so that they can see it? This is cool, by the way. This France one's cool.
Like
You can
that's
see that. Yeah.
sort of like the difference in shirts.
Right. Okay.
Over time, like these are technically the same sort of size. That's a small. This is a
Right.
small.
Right.
But even I don't know, like you can feel the difference in them. Like,
No. Yeah. I know what you mean. You can. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then it's even things like the badges. Like everything seems to be. I mean, this is a player spec training shirt, but it's all heat pressed on. It's a lot more of a tighter fitting. This one, you can even sort of see with the age, it's like properly stitched. It's got the finest of details. Like you're never really gonna get a shirt like that anymore. Even when they remake shirts like this now, like the quality's just way off. Like you can kind of tell.
Right.
Even when they do sort of the like original like the licensed remakes, they're still different. Like I'll see if I've got anything else comparable.
Yeah, like I said, that France one's sweet, man.
Yeah, that one's. I think that's my oldest shirt, right? Oh, in fact, that's my oldest shirt.
The Nottingham Forest one.
Aye,
Yeah, that's
that's
nice as well.
1980.
Yeah, the old school Adidas, which they're bringing back a little bit, aren't they? They're using that.
Yeah,
like,
they're
saying
using
like
that again. But again, it's still got its differences between sort of the real classic like Adidas that they had.
Do you think that any of the ones these days like will look back on in 20 years' time and be like, what we think about these? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I get that a lot. Like people actually ask me that about like modern classics and things like that. I think eventually in time, but I don't think it'll be the same. Like, but I guess that's because obviously like you're seeing the older ones now, and you're like, wow, but like you don't have the, I guess the foresight sort of think ahead and think this one will be, sort of like a future classic. And then I guess just because they're so mass produced now and everything, just like they use a lot of template shirts. Like there's so many template shirts these days that even from club to club, the only difference is like the color of the shirt.
Yeah.
Whereas
Very true. Yeah, very true.
back in the day, they were actually bespoke designs, or even if it was a template, it was like an iconic kind of template, like the Adidas ones of 1988.
Got you.
And things like that. So, but again, I mean, it's tough to say because there are some modern shirts that are like unbelievable.
Yeah, there's
like,
some nice ones. I like the Liverpool one this year. Like I like the long sleeve, like Adidas.
Yeah.
Again, they've kind of tried to go like retro with that one, but
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
They've kind of
And
thrown
I
it
forgot
back
to
a
say,
little
I'm
bit.
actually wearing. You've given me like an old school retro one with Aquilani on the back, which is cool. But I mean, I don't know. It's just maybe it's one of those things. Like even with this, I wouldn't say this is like a nice looking like retro top like that is, but maybe it's just because I support the team. But it takes me back to like a certain time period.
Yeah, it does.
So maybe I guess with the modern ones, it'll maybe be a little bit more of that, maybe than like the look. And you're even saying, I mean, they do them as every season you've got a brand new shirt now. Whereas before it was like, I remember as a kid, it was like a 2-3 year thing. And then another one would come out after that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one was used from what 1985 till 1990. I'm pretty sure.
Right, so they used that for the 5 years in total to do it. Wow, that's mental.
That Italy one there, that's their 1986 home shirt.
Right,
But
okay.
it was also their 1990 home shirt.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 World Cups they basically played through in that one shirt.
Got you.
Whereas, you know, you've got like this here.
Yeah, the PSG one. Yeah.
PSG shirt, yeah, it's smart. It's really nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
But it's their 4th kit from the 2022 season. So it's like 4 shirts alone in one season. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, a lot of it is just based on sort of what can be done commercially now, instead of actually sort of putting time into designs for the team, etc.
Yeah, massively.
You look at even like Napoli, they release a shirt for like just about every sort of occasion. They've got like their Halloween shirts, Valentine's Day shirts. You end up with about 6 kits in a season. And there's like no way that like you're affording to buy 7 shirts a season.
The game's become like a business money making machine now, hasn't it? Especially for like the top clubs like your PSG who have got like
100%.
Air Jordan, and even in the way, obviously maybe not so much how PSG have done it recently with Luis Enrique, but even in the way that they sign players sometimes, I think is more for, and I think kids almost, people coming up now. I mean, I'm 30, so you're 23, you said, right? So I'll be 33 in July. So we'll call it like a good. That's a generational difference. So you can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm maybe even talking about younger than you too. But I think kids almost follow players these days as well.
They definitely do.
Which then means they're just buying like, right, I like Mbappe, so I'll get PSG when he's there. I'll get a Madrid top because he's at Madrid. I'll get a France top because I feel like they like the player more than like the club.
Yeah, they definitely do. You've got guys that are supporting players, which I don't understand. I don't get that at all, but I've got even like wee cousins that love Ronaldo. I love Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's the GOAT.
Yep.
I think he's unbelievable. Like, of all the shirts I've got, I always like prefer the ones with Ronaldo on the back.
Okay.
But I don't support Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like, these guys, like, when Ronaldo was at Man United, they didn't support Man United. They just supported Ronaldo.
Of
Now
course.
He's moved away to Saudi Arabia, so they'll support Ronaldo there. But it's like, I don't get it. You know, you've not actually got a connection to that team or player. You just like the player.
Like I said to you earlier about just branding now, like the player is more the brand than the club, right? The player,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Mo Salah for Liverpool and Ronaldo, like you said, Messi, obviously Mbappe, like they're kind of more the brand than like the club that they're necessarily at.
Yeah, and then clubs are signing these players basically purely on a commercial, like in terms of looking for commercial success rather than success on the pitch.
100%, mate. And you talk about, has that got Ronaldo on the back, this one?
No, that one's actually got Wayne Rooney on the back, but yeah.
And open it up. This, unfortunately, as a Liverpool fan, but that takes me back to, unfortunately, the time period when United used to absolutely just dick it, man.
Yeah.
The 0-2 Vodafone, that was like Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, Berbatov. That is, to be fair, if I was a United fan, I would buy that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
So tiny.
So what would you sell that for? Has it got a price on it?
I've got the price tag on.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah. Sorry.
That one's 65 quid.
Right, so you'd sell that for 60. I would see, if I was a Man United fan, I would pay 65 quid for that, 100%.
Like, again, you probably see classic football shirts and stuff. They'll charge you more for that.
Right.
But it does have sort of a couple, showing its age a little bit, a bit crack into the
It's
sponsor.
kind of the
and
cool
stuff.
thing about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's definitely from the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Some guys prefer shirts like that to have a little bit of age showing.
Mm.
Some of them prefer them, beautifully preserved. Just depends who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a collector, if you're just a guy wearing it.
Do you find, is there any like particular teams when you've started this out so far that people really go for, or is it quite like sporadic depending on who the person is?
It's a mix of everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Italian stuff always does pretty well.
Mm.
Italian clubs.
There's something about the Italians, isn't there? I said that to you before. Even that, like, yeah, that and like even still now the Italian club tops are still
I
like
think they're just cool.
Yeah.
Like, Italians are just cool.
They like their fashion, don't they? That's
yeah.
why they like their fashion.
But see, being in Scotland, when we get the tourists and stuff, always any Scottish club, Scottish national team, Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, even Aberdeen, Hibs, they'll all sell pretty much straight away.
Right. Okay.
You're not really gonna have like, you can't really have a surplus
Yeah.
of Scotland stuff.
Yeah.
It'll all go. But in terms of the local guys here, it is just a real mix of everything. Usually the older the better. Guys my age are always sort of going for things sort of early 2000s, sort of that sort of era there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think Carlsberg, Liverpool, AIG, Man United, that sort of time period. Even like B-Win, Real Madrid kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
not
all my time.
It's not like particularly the oldest of shirts, but it's more sort of tailored towards like specific generations, I guess.
Yeah.
You've got guys that are probably my dad's age, that they're always taking the 90s stuff. Most of my sort of mid 80s, 90s stuff goes to guys that are way older than me, but they're coming in, they're sort of looking at the shirts, like, I remember, like they'll name you the players. Like, I remember watching him.
Yeah.
I remember this time period exactly. And then you've got guys my age that are like, obviously like the shirt, it's an old shirt, it's sick, it looks quality.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you anything about, like the Nottingham Forest team of 1990.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All I know is from doing the research from this. But I couldn't sit back and be like, oh, I remember watching Stuart. I mean, I don't remember watching Stuart Pearce because I wasn't around.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I see what you're saying. There's like a divide between it just being a cool shirt and then the nostalgic part of probably your age. Then. Like, that's what I'm saying. For me, it's like that, this is now that I'm at the age that I'm at, I'm now like, God, that's when I was like, 10, 11, 12, 13, that kind of like prime age where you're like really in love with like the whole thing, and the tops are cool and the players are just like bigger than anything that you've ever seen. Like, that plays a part in it.
It's like a lot of my friends are Arsenal fans.
Right.
So it's anything like when we were growing up, obviously, like we're born 2002, so you maybe just got the 02 sort of era.
Yeah.
And then mainly Fly Emirates. But we're talking like the Nike Fly Emirates shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Anything with that sells straight away. 2004 Arsenal always goes straight away. But then when you get slightly older, like I've had like 1988 Arsenal home, sort of early 90s Arsenals, they go to the older guys.
Yeah.
Or just the guys that are willing to fork out a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. It's funny you mentioned Arsenal. When I was driving here, obviously the marathon was on today, so it was taking me forever to get in. I was like, fuck's sake. And then I was stuck at a traffic light, and this guy just crossed the road in like one of the JVC Arsenal tops. That reminds me of like Bergkamp and all that. Like I was like, that's weird. That's just happened. So sometimes you got to like things are meant to be sometimes what you're doing. But that even like those tops there. I mean, the success of a team must play a part too. Like obviously you're talking about like 2004. Like that's the invincible team. Henry, all those guys. That must play a part as well. And obviously, if you're a fan of that team, you're probably wanting to go back and buy a top from when you were decent.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm saying, Arsenal 04, that stuff's always going to go for a decent whack, and with good reason. Obviously, they were quality back then.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that not right now, but in a few years' time, down the line, their home shirt from this season will be worth a fair bit as well.
Got you.
And then I mean, I'm the same. Like if I'm buying a Forest shirt, usually I'll sort of look at, if it actually looks nice, if I like it first and foremost. But then sort of if it was a decent season, if it's a season I can remember, and we finished like 17th in the championship, I might be like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But if it's something from even sort of early 2010s when we were sort of in and around the playoffs, a few of the players I can remember, like you won't even know him, like Radoslav Majewski, he was a Polish attacking midfielder.
Right.
I used to love him when I was younger. something from that sort of era when we were half decent.
Mm.
Never got promoted, but we were in and around it. I'm more likely to buy that than
Got
say
you.
something from 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, makes sense, makes sense. I had 3 questions that popped in my head, so I'll try and remember to ask you them all. But first of all, what's been the shirt you've sold for like the most money out of the ones that you've had so far, if you can think off the top of your head?
Oof, the shirt I've sold for the most is probably. I mean, there's been a few that have gone for a lot. The match worn stuff always goes for a fair bit, but I think the most I ever sold a shirt for was probably, I had this again,
Right.
Nottingham Forest, but this one was just the 1979 home shirts. This one's 1980.
Yeah, the cup winners. Yeah.
Because we've got both our European Cups.
Right.
That one only had European Cup winners 1979,
Mm.
but it was signed by one of the players that won the cup with us, Larry Lloyd.
Got you.
And I just slapped a stupid price tag on it. It was like upwards of 200 quid easily.
Yeah.
And I like just sort of took it to all my pop-up shops that I did. Never really expected to sell it. And then I went down to one in Manchester, and it was actually a Derby fan came up to me. And he was like, "Oh, like one of my mates is a big Forest fan. He's quite interested in this, but he's not in here today. Can I send him a few photos?" And I was like, "Yes," and that's the one that went.
Class.
Had it for ages, holding on to it
Yeah,
for a long time, but eventually it sells. But
cool.
that went for upwards of 200 quid.
How'd you go about like getting them and researching it? Like, what makes you then like buy a specific top? Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, that's like an obvious one, right? Because like it's a European Cup winners one, but like, what makes you get that Dortmund top, for example? Is anyone on the back of that one? Yeah,
it's got
Lewandowski. Right, it's got
Lewandowski on the
Lewandowski
back.
on the back of that one. That's a good time period to be fair. Klopp. Yeah, what makes you buy it? Like, why?
I mean, it depends. See, when I first started, it was buying solos here and there, just buying one shirt because it looked nice, buy another. Obviously, now that I'm a bit bigger, you can't really get this amount of stock just from buying one at a time. So it is bulk buying from suppliers and things like that, hand picking them out, speaking to guys, being like, okay, can I take, say, 30, 40 shirts, obviously running it as an actual business and bringing them in. So it's, I guess, a mixture of doing this for so many years. Is like, you know what the demand is, you know what's going to sell, so try and get older things, things with name sets, if they're either a really obscure player or a really popular player.
Like a Rooney or Ronaldo or something.
Yeah, Rooney, Ronaldo. Like, if I'm getting a United shirt, yeah, I'm going Rooney, Ronaldo. I'm not getting like Anderson on the back.
Yeah. But again, there might be some cult people that would like that.
Yeah, there might be, but it's probably gonna be sitting about for a wee bit longer until you find one guy that's like, damn.
Do the name ones sell better than the non-name ones? Like,
again, yeah, it just depends.
Okay.
Depends on who's on the back, condition of the name set, things like that. Whether the name set's original or not.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, what you get, all these name sets, everything's original. They've all come, so all the shirts are as they are from the time. So nothing's like, I've not, say, bought in a blank shirt from 2005 and then reapplied a new name set on it.
Right.
Everything is as it was bought in, say, so this shirt here was bought in 2005
Got you.
by whoever.
Got you.
And they bought it with Rooney on the back. And that's how I've got it in.
I'm with you.
Whereas a lot of the times what you'll get is people might buy, say, they might buy this Dortmund shirt,
Yeah.
plain on the back, and then they'll get the Lewandowski name set professionally applied as like a remade name set. See, for collectors and stuff, if they've got a bit of agginess about that. Like, they don't like it. Obviously, the average Joe isn't going to care. But I try to make sure that all the name sets I get on the shirts they've already been on it. So it's not like someone's heat pressed it on more recently. It's just always been there. It was bought like that, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. And then from like a business point of view, how do you work out if you buy, let's say you're selling this France top that you showed earlier for like 65 quid. Let's say what if you buy it for, I'm just pulling out around the number, right? So you buy it for 30. Like, what makes you do it for 65? Or does it depend on the shirt or what?
Yeah, just depends on the shirt. I try not to factor in how much I've paid for something.
Okay.
When I'm pricing something up, everything comes down to what it's valued at. So what will usually happen is, say, Try not to say too much about the business.
Yeah,
like
of course.
That bit.
Of course.
But say if I buy in a bulk load of 40 shirts, let's say at once, or 50 shirts, obviously there might be some that are really high value in there. Like, let's say I've got this Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
That's come in a bulk load of 50 other shirts.
Okay.
In that bulk load, there might be 5 or 6 kid ones. There might be some that are less valuable. There might be some that are more valuable, slightly older Liverpool shirt, something with a name set on the back. But obviously, I've paid one lump sum for everything. Okay, so the average will be whatever. Let's say like just an average of whatever.
I got you.
But then what I'll do is I'll research every single shirt before it, because I know every shirt that's coming in. I'll look at it all. I'll research every single shirt that's coming in, and I'll determine like an exact price point. And then obviously when it comes in, I'll give it a look over, have a look at condition, give it a wash, do what needs to be done. If there's anything wrong with it, take that into account.
Yeah.
Obviously everything's authentic, I already know that. Give it a quick once over, just check the codes.
Sure.
Check everything, make sure it's all legit. And once I've sorted that out, then because I'm able to have a look at what's coming in, I already know rough ideas because I've done the research before the parcel lands. So I know how much I'm going to sell things at. And then when you've got sort of a bulk load coming in, there might be a few shirts that you come in, punt them off for like 15 quid. Like with that Liverpool shirt, it came in a big bulk load, and there was also like Northern Ireland shirts from like a couple seasons ago.
Got you. So those are the ones you would just bet, right?
Yeah,
15
just
quid for
fire
a
out,
top or
yeah.
something. Yeah, right. It makes sense. And by the way, I asked for the reason is because I actually like the pricing of them, because sometimes I go into some classic football shops and like, mate, I mean, let's just take this Man United one for example. Like, I've seen that tops like that. I'm like, oh, I remember that. And I look, and I'm like, okay, that's like 300 quid. That just seems like, I'm just using that as an example. That seems like a lot.
Do you want to search it up now? I'll show you how much classic football shirts.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, search it up. Go for it. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Not to obviously like diss on anyone, but it's sometimes I'm a bit like.
It's just interesting to see the actual value of them.
But I guess that's like. Maybe it'd be the same for you too. I guess that's maybe the bigger.
I've actually just sold this right now.
Oh, have you? Class. I mean, that's crazy. The more you, I guess, if your brand gets bigger, you can make. It's like anything in life. You can make the things more expensive because people are buying it from you, the brand, which I get. But
obviously, you have to filter in a lot of extra things, like expenses, overheads. I mean, we're literally sat in my dining room.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to out myself, but I don't pay my lecky bills.
Yeah.
My
You've
mum
got.
and dad pay it.
You're at the point where there's not the risk. There's not the responsibility risk of those there.
That's the 2010 home shirt. This one, 150.
Right, it's like 150. I mean, that's.
There it is there.
It's like
150. Rooney on the back.
Yeah. Like, I just think, and what have you just sold that for? Like.
Oh, that one's not sold. I sold this one.
Oh, sorry,
this Scotland shirt's gone. So if you like it, you can't have it.
It's gone. If you held it up earlier, you like it, it's gone.
It was 20 quid. That goes for 20 quid.
Right. Okay. Got you.
I'm never gonna sell something like this, just a standard training shirt,
for like
for
a
more
decent
than
money,
like 20, 25 pounds.
Yeah.
This one's actually, it's a player spec issue training shirt.
Right.
So not commercially available because you've got the BT sponsors. So
I remember they did that. Yeah. So ones like that.
You can't just like buy it like that. It's sort of a club issue kind of thing. But even then, I don't really think that standard football shirts should be much more than that.
Yeah.
That Liverpool one I've got listed at, I think, 35.
Yeah. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, that's kind of like my average for a shirt from then.
Even a top, like a new top now, mate, you're talking like 100 quid.
Yeah, and I mean, they are ripping you off. Like, they're absolutely ripping you off, like the retailers now. Obviously, there's some I can understand are extremely high value. Like this, I've got up for 65. If it was in better nick, if the condition was like, if the sponsor was probably fully intact.
Yeah.
Name sets, it's all right. There's a little bit of creasing, but you'd expect it. And on the front, couple of baubles.
Yeah, it kind of makes it cool though, I guess.
If it was, say, without baubles, that's fully sort of intact.
Yeah.
I'd probably price that a little bit higher, but not much more than £15 higher than it is right now.
No, that's good. I like that, mate. I like that. That's why the first thing I noticed when we sat down was the pricing, and I thought, do you know what? I think that all seems quite fair because,
Yeah.
like I said, I've definitely seen ones that are like way more expensive. I know you said this is probably like out with the Forest one. I mean, out of the ones that you've got here, even one on that rail. Like, what's your favorite one?
Favorite shirt?
Yeah.
Right,
grab
I've
it
got
if you
quite
want, yeah.
a few. Depends. I'll pull you out a couple. I'll pull out like my favorite older style shirt.
Yeah, go for it.
And then
Can I have a
sort of
look
my
as
favorite
well?
recent. Yeah. Pull out a
Let's
couple,
have a
man.
look as well. Got
See
England.
what,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
see what
I'll
you
pull a
like.
couple out. Dortmund one. Well, old school Blackburn one with Rhodes on it
Oh yeah, that's a beauty. That
from
Jordan
the Football
Rhodes.
League. Yeah, I remember that. Torino, Rangers, Northern Ireland. As always, Italy. Insigne. Yeah. God, he was good. Like I say, they just take you back to a certain period. It's quite interesting you've got into it at like 23. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't mean, but you're still young and you don't normally like look back on things when you're 23 yet, if that makes sense.
Nah.
That's an interesting USA one. United.
1990, I think that
Yeah.
is.
Let's hold that one up. United States Soccer Federation. That's quite an interesting one. 1990, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says on there
1990
1990 to 92.
I got
That's
my wee
decent.
tags produced, so I've got all the seasons and stuff written down.
Yeah, to keep them all right. Italy, I remember that. Celtic. Who's that? VFC Vienna.
Oh,
Who's that?
Venezia.
Venezia, that's it. Sorry, yeah,
I've got
Venezia.
all the. Actually, I think
I had that top.
USA one.
I
I
had
quite
that,
like
yeah.
that. It's banging.
Yeah.
It's a tiny shirt.
I was actually born in the States, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, I consider myself Scottish, but I was born in the States. Oh, mate, you got
Yeah, Holland 2008.
2008, man. Yeah, it's like what reminds me of like Wesley Sneijder, and I had this Liverpool top too. My brother lost it.
That
Robbie
one.
Keane
Oh,
on
it's
the
got
back.
Robbie Keane.
Yeah, that's a classic. What else we got here? PSG, Copenhagen. Yeah, even just like I know what you mean. Like some of the teams I wouldn't even know, but I'm like, that's a cool top. Oh God, Morelos. I seen him score. I went to Anfield
Yeah.
and seen him score on one game. I forget who we played in that game actually. An old school Villa one, another Liverpool one.
Yeah, there's a lot of Liverpool there.
Quite right, mate. Quite right. There's the Man United, yeah, Aeon one. They're cool. That's an old school Blackburn one. God.
Oh, that's match worn. Tony Watt.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
Tony Watt's one as well?
Yeah, Tony Watt shirt. Right, I've got mine. These are my favourite ones, definitely.
So the Italian one, as we
Italy.
said, the
And
Italians.
obviously, for a more recent one, I've got to go for this. Portugal Euro 2012 home shirt.
Ronaldo, that's a nice top to be fair.
Ronaldo on the back. I love this shirt. See, if I didn't have this up for sale, I'd wear it.
I was
would
gonna
just
say,
wear
have
it
you ever
around.
had ones that you've bought and you're like, I'm not selling that?
Unfortunately, like, there's a few that like I look at and I'm like, that's really, really nice. But
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, like
Yeah.
you've got to detach.
Shall I see that Ronaldo one?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, of
It's
course.
quite like I mean this in like a compliment, but it's just quite basic, which makes it quite nice. I
Yeah,
think. Do you know what I
it's
mean?
just a simple shirt.
It's a simple shirt. The pattern on it, like with like the green. Yeah, that is vintage. That's a wee vintage Ronaldo top. That is nice actually. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I wonder
really
if you.
like
I'll have a
that.
look on this. I've not had a look at this
I
reel
have
as
a
well.
look at that reel. That's I think that's got quite a few recent shirts more than anything.
Oh yeah, City, Haaland, Atletico Madrid keeper.
Anything Holland as well. I'm all over. Any Dutch shirts.
The Dutch have always had good tops, haven't they? The Dutch and the Italians do retro well. Fulham, AC Milan, Real Madrid, of course. PSV, a Wolves one. Man United, Benfica, Dortmund, Copenhagen. Yeah, mate, they're all cool though. They're just such a mix of different ones, eh? But that's your favourite.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, this is my favourite. Italy, 1986 home. It's just sick.
What's that costing? If someone wants to buy it, have you got it on there? Or not?
I think I've got a price tag on it. It's that one's 75.
Right, yeah, I like that. See again, I
Which-
think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair for a shirt from 1986, and it's in brilliant nick. Like, that's an original from 86. Yeah,
Right.
it could maybe do with a bit of an iron.
Yeah.
But I'm quite picky.
Yeah, no,
But
it's nice.
as
And
it is-
Diodoro as well, sponsor.
Yeah, Diodora. The material's beautiful.
Yeah.
Feels unbelievable.
It does, yeah.
Um,
Again, simple. It's a little red and green on the on the sleeves. I like.
Yeah, and I like the collars as well. Anything
Yeah.
with a collar, I'm all over.
You see, I'm not a big
I
collar
love a collar
fan.
shirt.
Don't get me wrong, I think that looks really, really nice, but I'm not I wouldn't. Liverpool have had a couple of collar tops, and I've just always been like, not bought them, just because I'm.
Nah, anything with a collar I love, and anything that's loose fitting.
Yeah.
Anything that fits a little bit oversized. So this one,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a United fan. Probably wouldn't wear a United shirt, but like this sort of fitting, I'd wear because it fits a bit big.
That's what they were all like then. They weren't like fitted tight or like, nowadays it's proper, like they're tailored to fit, aren't they?
Like, in fact, so this is a large, but I'll try and show you the difference between like even brand to brand, what their sizing is like. That's a large.
Yeah.
For a Nike 2005 shirt.
Yeah.
Even like, what's this? Is medium or large? This is a large.
Right. Okay.
This is Euro 2012. So there's only 7 years of difference between these.
Yeah.
Then like, see if you just hold this up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, they're meant to be the same size, but this just.
It's way bigger.
Yeah.
It's way bigger.
Like fits wider. It's bigger. It's a bit boxier.
Yeah.
But I
Was
prefer
that you can feel that? You can feel that's tighter anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So that would fit like. That's the thing with football shirts, especially the more modern ones, is you kind of need to sort of size up or down a little bit.
Yeah.
Size up mainly. Yeah. So say if you're like usually a medium, you might want to get a large in a football shirt.
Yeah.
Whereas with these types,
you want to go
back
smaller.
in the day, like
you want to go one size smaller.
I'd usually wear a small, so this is like a duvet on me.
Yeah, 100%. You want to hang that back up.
Yeah,
the Ronaldo one.
Back up.
I'm gonna have a look at this rail as well. I'm not having a look at this rail.
Yeah, have a look. They're sort of my smaller sizes.
Right.
There's no kids ones or anything. They're just size smalls.
Even like jackets, man.
Aye,
that's like quite. An Aberdeen jacket's pretty sweet as well. That's cool. Like I like stuff like that. Like I'm well into like track tops, and I should maybe start dressing my age. But I like track tops. I haven't had any for a while, mate. But why do you think it's all coming back around again? Like, what do you think it is? I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my age again, which I think you just notice a bit. Oh, mate, that is a classic Liverpool one as well.
That's beauty.
Reebok. That reminds me of. That's like early watching Liverpool. That one with like Reebok on it. That's sweet.
That's Michael Owen.
Yeah. But like, I just feel as if there's a Champions League one too, so I'm getting distracted by looking at these.
No stress.
I just feel as if it seems to become more of a thing right now. Why do you think that is?
What, football shirts in general?
Yeah, like I feel like it's a thing. Like it is quite a big thing.
It is. I mean, I think there was that time when it was becoming a bit of a trend, that bloke core stuff. Don't know if you mind that, but that was on like TikTok and stuff.
Right, no, I don't.
Guys were just like wearing, even like, like Americans and that, we were all wearing like retro football shirts, vintage football shirts. So that blew it up a little bit. But I think things like that, and I think people are just getting fed up as well with like the prices of the new shirts.
Yeah.
Is like, see if I'm forking out £100 for a football shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather fork out £100 for a proper decent shirt from like the 90s.
Lost the sign at the time.
That's fine, don't worry. A proper decent shirt from like the 90s than buy the Forest shirt from like this season.
Yeah.
That's going to be on sale for £30.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's also mass produced. It's got nothing to it. I can wait a season. I can get it again. At least say with this shirt, how often are you going to see it? It's not really like you're going to wander down the street and go meet the boys and like one of the boys turns up in like a France 1985 shirt. You're not going to see that every day.
No, you're not. Yeah, you're not.
Whereas like, everyone's got like a recent shirt. Like it might look nice, but it's not really anything to it.
Yeah, I know. And I think just with the way the world is too right now, with like how it's expensive to live, I think dropping £100 on a shirt every single year is like, and obviously
ridiculous.
The older you get, you don't really buy shirts anymore, right? Like you kind of grow yourself out of that, and then I think you do reverse it back around and then start looking back and like, oh, that reminds me of that, and you buy it, and there's all of that. But yeah, it is. It's like even a time period just like this Liverpool one, maybe a little bit before that, like the Reebok one and stuff. But just takes me back to even like when Pro Evolution Soccer was like bigger than FIFA, and sit and playing that all the time. And like I remember I used to be really good at countries' flags in school.
Yeah,
And my
just
teacher
'cause
was
of
like, "How?" And
FIFA.
I'd be like, "'Cause of Pro Evo." I'd be
Yeah.
like, "'Cause of Pro Evo or FIFA." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I just know
Yeah,
who
it
it
was the
is
same.
for all of that stuff."
See, with me personally, first FIFA I ever had was FIFA 2008.
Yeah,
So any shirt that features in FIFA 08, I'm gonna buy.
yeah.
Like just for the nostalgia factor.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. It could be a Derby County shirt. I'm gonna buy it.
Yes. I think don't even really have like if you think about like this, like the France 185 or like Man United then, like I feel like now everything's so combined in terms of like fashion and culture anyway that there's not like you just know that that's like 80s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think now everything's like I said to you about Liverpool. Even Liverpool have just released their shirt for next season. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like a remake of like remember the Candy
Oh
one.
yeah.
It's like the
I've seen
Candy
that.
one, and they kind of
Aye.
like remade it. And it's almost because everyone's like wanting to go back to a time period where there's like clearly a football like culture. And I think even now with how the game's going, like endless debates on VAR, and we talked about like how it's becoming like such like a brand and thing like now, and it's not really why people fall in love with football in the first place.
Yeah,
It's because it's a
exactly.
working class free um, freedom, type thing to do. And even if you don't play or that, like you meet up with your mates before and you go to the pub and you watch the games, and it's like it's a proper lifestyle, it's a proper culture. And it just feels as if right now the game's kind of a bit broken anyway in general. And I think that's why a lot of people are like harping back to like older style of
Yeah.
tops so
No,
they can
yeah.
like
Just
point
a
back
better
to it.
time.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I think exactly the same. I do think the modern game's just pricing fans out of it.
Yeah, it's massively,
Completely
man.
pricing them out.
It is
It's
massively.
ridiculous.
Just trying to think if I've got anything else kind of to ramble about that I wanted to ask you off the top of my head. I don't think I do. So your Italy one's the favorite,
Aye,
the
definitely.
favorite one plus the Ronaldo one.
Yeah,
Um,
I do like this Dortmund one as well.
yeah, that's a little
Uh,
Bundesliga top of
If I
the
spun it round actually.
yeah for Lewandowski on the back of
Lewandowski
it.
on the back.
Yeah, it's nice.
Um,
Jurgen Klopp team, man, taking on Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich team.
aye, but it's probably a little bit tight for it. So Kappa fit
Yeah.
medium. Kappa fits like
So
extremely
bro.
tight to
Yeah,
skin.
yeah.
Because look at this. I've got a Copenhagen shirt on here, which is supposedly an extra large.
Though I think there was a Copenhagen one at the back of
it'll
that railing,
be-
if you can see it. My cousin's was a big Roma fan when we were younger, and he was played football in shape and that. He'd always had those Roma tops, mate. They were tight as anything.
Mate, I've got one of them coming in actually.
But they're sweet though. Again, they're tidy, man.
Like,
They're tidy.
what size is it?
Taking it back to Francesco Totti and that.
It's this medium. I've got. Wait, I'll pull out the other one. One of these is labeled as an XL, but
And it's like tight as anything, is it?
it's mad.
Yeah.
It's like you're never ever fitting an XL in there. It's this one. This is supposedly a size extra large, but
You can feel it's tight, yeah.
yeah, see the minute you fit yourself into that, like
Yeah.
you'll be lucky if it fits a large.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
it does.
gonna do sort of a medium.
Yeah,
If you want it oversized, definitely a medium.
definitely get it.
Um,
That's what I was going to ask you to kind of like just to bring it to an end point. Obviously, you're doing it here. You're selling it, working in the house and everything like that. Kind of starting from the ground up. What's like the goal? Like, do you want like a shop to like constantly have? Are you just happy doing like pop-up shops? Like, where do you want to take it?
I mean, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
the dream is obviously like have just a wee shop.
Okay.
I mean, I love doing this. I do it online as well. But for me, I love doing the pop-ups, and I love doing this specifically because when people come round and they chat about football, you can actually have like a human connection.
Yeah.
And you can chat away to them, and you get to know the person that's buying the shirt. At the end of the day, like, yeah, you can make sales online, and you can make the sale. You package like this. As soon as you go away, I'll package this up. I'll get it ready. I'll take it to the post office when Tuesday or whatever. Bank holiday Monday. I hate bank holidays as well.
Yeah,
So I put it out there. I hate bank holidays
Ruin it, yeah.
because they're not a working day.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. I hate bank holidays.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't get to see the person. I'm not gonna have any contact with them.
Yeah, I know what you
Might
mean.
send them a message, or it's shipped, or just take a thing on the website. They'll get an automated email. your order's dispatched. You might get an automated email when it comes. Job
That's
done.
it.
They might leave a review,
Sure.
and that's about it. Whereas in person, in the pop-up shops, you get to speak to people. That's why I think, man, if I just had like just a wee shop,
Just a
that's
wee
all
shop
I
tab.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Just
get what you
like-
mean. Yeah.
And there's nothing like it in Edinburgh. The amount of people that come here, I'm listed on Google Maps. So all the tourists and stuff, they all come here.
Class.
Like first class football shirts, like it is literally this. Like
Yeah.
this is technical. Like tourists will come here. Like yesterday, I had a couple tourists come round. Day before, I had a few people come round, and they'll come in and they'll chat to me and they'll let me know how long they're in Edinburgh for, and we'll talk away for ages, and they'll leave with a shirt and they'll leave me a 5-star review.
Cool.
And that's what I love. And if I could do that, like full time in that way, it'd be unbelievable. But yeah, that would probably be it. Yeah.
I totally know what you mean, because I started off doing this whole thing on Zoom in COVID, just with my friends, talk about like the weekend results and that, and then it's progressed more into like, I don't even necessarily like want to do that. It's not really the style what I'm about. I want, like, I love the football and the culture that's around it, and I'm trying to just like encapsulate that. But doing things, it's like, for me, it's like doing things on Zoom compared to like coming and actually meeting someone and chatting before like we did, and then sitting down. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
way better, mate. It's way better than like just doing a Zoom call, and then like see, you don't really get like a connection. It's fine. Like there's a lot of people that I'm trying to do some things with on Twitter that are coaches or data guys, and they're all in Glasgow, and I'm happy to drive through there and do it, but I understand like a Zoom for that might be like an easier thing, at least for the first one. Do you know what I mean? And then
exactly.
you create that, but there's nothing better than
Yeah,
in
like I
person
understand
stuff.
it's convenient. Don't get me wrong. I love selling shirts. Like
Yeah.
obviously if it's an online sale, I'm never gonna say no to it. I still love it. I absolutely love making sales, but in person is just different.
Yeah.
It's the pop-up shops are unbelievable. See the feeling. Like I did one at the Pear Tree, for the FA Cup final. I was there, and see the feeling when like you're standing there, you've got your stall there, and like you have a look, and it was full. There's so many people there, and like all your boys are there. Like I saw guys that I hadn't seen in years.
Class.
Like some of my mates from primary school, my mates from work came through it, and it's like that feeling there when people come through for you and you can chat away, and like you just like you feel so stress free.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I love, is like that sort of in person side of like just getting to do what you do. But obviously to do that, you've got to kind of do the background stuff, which is like sitting in here for like 16, 18 hours a day. Like just literally staring at the screen, listing shirts up, emailing people, things like that. You've got to kind of do the background stuff.
You do, mate. You do, 100%.
But it makes it worth it.
It does make it worth it. And like we said before, when you really enjoy doing something, it doesn't feel like work. Days, a week or a weekend doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's just
you
doing
look
something
forward
you enjoy.
to it, man. You end up, like I say,
do.
you end up hating bank holidays because, everyone else is like, this is sick, long weekend. I'm like, no, I hate weekends. I hate Sundays. I hate Monday, like bank holiday Mondays. Because I can't go to the post office. I can't get this shipped out. Nothing's flowing. Nothing's happening. Nothing's coming in. What am I going to do? I'm just going to sit and do admin.
Yeah.
Like, it's good I can catch up on things, but at the end of the day, like there's no assets are being shifted.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, and it's like that whole like, it's I think you're doing a good thing. I think it's a cool setup. I think it feels very authentic, which I think is kind of what everyone wants now. I think we're past the phase of everything being like so perfectly produced and overhyped. I think people want authenticity, if I said that correctly. That's the right word. And I think, mate, this will always be a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like this will never not be a thing. Like people always want to buy football top. So
there's always going to be a demand for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you say, on authenticity, that's what I love. Like that's what I say. Like I'm not a football shirt business. I'm just a guy that punts football shirts.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I like to look at myself. I'm just a guy that like has a bunch of football shirts, shifts them to like a few people, shifts them to tourists. I speak exactly like this to tourists, to anyone at pop-up shops. Like I'm not trying to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like sit here and give you any corporate bullshit chat.
Yeah, it's the key.
Just I'm gonna talk exactly how I talk normally. You'll get to know me. You're probably gonna buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Job done.
That's it, mate. That's what it's all about. When's the next pop-up shop?
I've actually got it on here. Aye, it's just all the World Cup semis, World Cup final,
Class.
all at the Pear Tree. I'm pretty much there for all the Scotland games, World Cup semis, World Cup final, all at the Pear Tree.
Class.
So that's June and July pretty much.
Quality.
There's a few dotted about here and there in Glasgow, etc. But you know, for ones that are sort of Edinburgh locals, yeah, pull up to the Pear Tree, pull up to San Siro's.
Class. Get yourselves down there and
Yeah,
support it. Love that.
100%.
Love that, mate. And then do you want to let everyone know just what the social media handles are, Instagram and all that?
Yeah, so get me on Instagram. It's at First Class Football Shirts. Spelled obviously like how it sounds, First Class Football Shirts. That's my Instagram. Website's just firstclassfootballshirts.com. I'm pretty active on Instagram. Like, I'm always sort of talking my shit, really, posting something up there. Got a wee members page on there as well, so if you join that, you get a little discount.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
On a few shirts and things. And then that's it. Yeah, mainly just Instagram based. Website's there. That's me, really. Yeah.
Last question: how did you come up with the name?
Do you know what it is? It was because when I was posting shirts away, I'd always use like Royal Mail First Class postage.
Okay.
So I was like, that's sick. I'm just gonna call my business that.
First Class
So I was
Football
like, yeah,
Shirts.
First
No, it's
Class
good. It
Football Shirts.
rolls off the tongue well, and it makes sense.
Yeah, but it means like I could never switch postage provider. So
Have to go first class all the
Yeah,
time with
yeah.
Royal Mail. Yeah, cool,
yeah,
cool.
so-
Well, listen, mate, appreciate you agreeing to do this with me. We got this out pretty quickly. We only messaged just like last week or something,
Yeah.
really, didn't we? So I love that. And it was cool just to come and bring all my gear and do it differently. And you had all this stuff set up, and I think it's gone really well. I've loved going through the old shirts and bringing back some nostalgia. It's been cool for me to do too, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and going over it and putting it together and then getting it out for both of us.
Yeah, nice one, man.
Yeah, be
Cheers,
sweet.
man. Cheers for coming round, man. This is sick.
No
I really
worries.
enjoyed this.
Class, man. No worries. I appreciate you doing it with me.
Nice
Thank
one,
you.
bro.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, thank
Cheers,
you.
man. Cheers. Enjoyed that, mate. That was good.